Okay, I've got this, this is a 1963, I think, Series 1 3.8 E-Type. This is a car we just finished the restoration on. Now I got to put miles on it. I think in a previous video I talked about how most of the failures happen within the first couple of 100 miles and actually within the first 100 miles. So, you know, we put those miles on. Nothing more frustrating than going through a full build and getting your car and having something go wrong 10 miles later. So we sorted out, and it's kind of an interesting concept that, you know, you can be really meticulous in putting a car together, but then when you make everything do what it's supposed to do at the same time, it's kind of amazing sometimes the little things that are not what they should be. And so this is, I think I've probably got about 6 miles on this car so far. So it's pretty normal. I already noticed one problem, and that is the clutch is double pumping. So these are hydraulic clutches, real typical setup. And I can tell that as long as I keep using it, it pumps up. But if I let it set for about more than a minute, it double pumps. So still got a little bit of air in the line. Clutch slaves can be kind of tricky to get the air out of sometimes. So just little stuff like that. You would in the shop, you would have hopped into it. We'd run it through the gears, just sitting on the floor, and it would have looked fine. But you get out and drive it, and you realize you start losing a little bit of clutch if it sits for very long, so it's bleeding down. So it's just little stuff like that you're looking for. Cold day today. It's like 40 degrees out here with the top down. So that's how it goes. You do these test drives in the middle of winter. Feels pretty good. Motor response is good. I mean, that's one thing you can do, setting up the carbs on these triple SUs. Once you know how to do them, you can get them set up pretty good. But still, sometimes things change. One of the things that can happen is that, you know, you get some temperature into a car, and you get it good and warm, and linkages get tight, and throttle RPM will start hanging, and just goofy little things like that from driving it hard that you'll figure out that you won't see sitting on the shop floor. So right there, I was just short a little bit of clutch. So, all right, well, we'll re-bleed that. So when I do these, I just go out and drive them and run it through, make sure the horn works, make sure the turn signals, the headlights, the highs, the lows, make sure everything works, and kind of run it through the paces. And it'll pretty quickly tell you what's not right. So those are your short-term issues. Those are just short-term, making it a car issues. Once you get, you know, and I'll take it back to the shop. I'll take it back to the shop and they'll fix those. I then still got to put, you know, 200 miles on the car in case something breaks. So there's kind of a difference between setup and making things do what they're supposed to do the initial time out, and if there's an infancy failure, something fails early on. So, and that usually happens within the first 100 miles and certainly within the first 200. So kind of two stages to this process. So this is actually doing pretty good. The response is really nice. It feels good. I'm going to see if the heater works. Hey, I got heat. I can see I got a brake light on, and okay, that's just the brake handle. So one thing I did notice when I hopped in the car, see there's clutches down right there. So I did notice that when I parked it, is the clutch, or excuse me, the handbrake goes all the way up, and it's not full tension, so there's not enough tension on the handbrake. That's just another adjustment thing, hard to gauge when you're sitting on the shop floor. So one thing I'm noticing here, we've got it warm, and we've come around, and idle's hanging about 900 or 1,000, and it was set up at 600. If I tap the throttle, yeah, it drops. All right, so we do have linkage is hanging up just a little bit. That's not atypical. Doing setup, that once you get it hot and down the road, that it linkages will kind of, because everything's new and rebushed and that kind of stuff, and you get temperature into them, and sometimes they'll start to hang. Sometimes we have to go then and tolerance things afterwards. So that's one. So there's already 3 things on my list of short-term issues, but it feels good. Motor feels nice and consistent. Steering, suspension feels good. No weird. There's no noises at all. No clunks, no squeaks, no nothing. I mean, sometimes on a fresh start, we got new rubbers and stuff, you'll get squeaks and things, but God, it really feels nice. Instruments all seem to be working. Temperature, oil pressure, fuel, slight charge. If I add load by turning on the headlights, it responds. Generator seems to be working. Horn works. All right, so far so good. So I got about 3 things on my list for the guys. First time out here of any significance. It's feeling pretty good. Radio works. AM. I guess that's an old, what is that? An old AM, FM. Kind of useless these days, but. All right, I think we got a car. Couple small fixes here, and then I will go put some serious miles on it. And then when I do that, I just go around the block a few times doing these initial ones, and then I'll head out. I'll do 60 miles to another town, and just bomb out on the highway and see what we get. Yeah, idle's hanging. We'll have to fix that. All right. Good. First out of the box. We're looking pretty good here. So I think that's it. And we'll see you on the next one.